Wowza. I soaked steaks in special butter for months and ate it. Oh, did you know?
Steak and butter, it is the perfect combination. Especially when it's done on the grill, it's just phenomenal. However, butter has a very unique flavor. And whenever you go to a movie theater, the popcorn there is just different. And that's because instead of using regular butter, they use this ingredient. Movie theater butter. It is an oil that sticks to the popcorn and just makes it better. It also has that unique smell that when you walk into a movie theater, you know you're there. And that got me thinking, since this is loved by so many people, what would happen if we soak steaks in it for a very long time? As this is exactly what I'll be doing today.
Soaking that steak
the first thing I needed was a nice beautiful steak. This is a rib roast and perfect for today's experiment. I want to accomplish one thing. Since this is a lower grade steak, I'm wondering if the popcorn oil will make it 10 times better. If I achieve that in the end, I'll consider it a success. Now in order to have a true comparison, after splitting it in half, one I'll be dry aging it like I normally do, and the second one will be soaked in the popcorn butter. This one there's not much to do. After setting it down on a cooling rack, all I have to do is to let it rest on my dry ager for a long time. The next one on the other hand, I had to get a container to hold all of the butter. This one is a perfect size. So when I had to place the beef right inside, followed by a generous amount of that wonderful butter. It's something we all grew up eating. And believe me when I tell you,
broiled
as I'm filling this thing up,
in
you
butter.
can definitely smell it. Now once I was done filling it up all the way to the top, the next thing to do is to set it in the dry ager and let it stay there for months.
Months later.
Once the time was up, I took it out and look, everything has completely changed. The steak released a lot of things, and I'm not quite sure how to describe it, because the only thing I can tell you is the smell. It went from something amazing that you're normally used to something even better. Even though it might not look like it, believe me when I tell you, friends, this smells like freshly baked bread with a lot of butter. To say that I was excited was a complete understatement, as this is one of the best smelling experiments of my life. I mean, you can clearly see that the popcorn oil has penetrated deeply in there. But the most interesting thing for me is that it also got fermented. That's why it smells slightly like yeast and bread. And when you combine them both, it's something intoxicating. So from all of the craziest experiments I've done, this one I'm looking forward to the most. And the first thing I needed to do was to remove all of the extra popcorn oil. It already did its job, but it does not matter how much I try to take it out, some will still be left behind. And that is a good thing. Once I was done, I noticed that the steak is completely falling apart, making it super tender. And if I cook it just like this, it won't hold itself together. So I went ahead and took the bone out, immediately tied the whole thing, and now I am confident that it will stay together, as this one is ready. Now remember that I also dry aged a regular one with nothing. This will be our control.
Okay, gift on Christmas.
And just to keep things identical, I went ahead and removed the bone as well, tied the whole thing up, and this one is also now ready. Now take a clear look side by side. You can clearly see which one is the experiment one. And in order to cook them, we gotta season them. I went with a generous amount of salt and pepper, seasoned both sides, as once that was done, they are now ready for the grill. But just in case things do not turn out good, I decided to go ahead and make an awesome side dish. And this one will definitely please
can't go wrong with the side dishes.
Especially if you love garlic bread and spicy food. The first thing to do was to get my hands on some garlic toast. These will work just fine. You can find them on your frozen aisle in your supermarket. They are easy to make and pretty delicious. To cook them, it's pretty simple. You set them down on a cooling rack and into the oven they go. As that was happening, I decided to make some tiny meatballs. And here I'm adding all of the ingredients, which you can see them on the top right hand corner. As once that's done, you want to mix the whole thing together, make tiny small balls, heat up a pan with a generous amount of oil, and cook them up. Since they're nice and small, they'll cook in no time at all. To bring up some heat, I went ahead and added some chili oil. Toss them up a little bit more, and once they were fully cooked, it's now time for the assembly. I got my bread out of the oven, set them down on a nice plate. I added a generous amount of the meatballs right on top, followed by some chili oil, a tiny bit of green onions, and of course some Parmigiano Reggiano right on top. As this is today's side dish, an absolute beauty. And I think it will be perfect to go along with our butter steak. Talking about that, remember what this steak went through, as now the only thing left to do is to cook them. First, I'll be putting a nice, wonderful sear. Then I'll finish it off in
I ain't gonna lie, that shit
as now I
looks
say, it is enough talking and it is time to cook them, so let's do it.
real done. Oh. Nice slice.
All right, everybody, and here we got our beautiful steak with a nice side dish, gentlemen. What do you guys think, huh?
Nice, that's a lot of meat today, Guga.
This one looks thick.
So as you guys can clearly see, I have a little experiment going on right here. I would love your true, honest opinion because there's something with this steak that you too really enjoy. I know that for a fact.
Something that me and Leo like.
You both like. You guys don't like a lot of things together, but you do enjoy this, especially when you go to the movies.
A lot of
That's my hit
popcorn
for
look good
today.
too,
Let's
though.
go. We're gonna start right here, gentlemen. Please dig in. Well, give me your true, honest opinion. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Some warm butter.
Very good.
I miss this wonderful funkiness.
Right away, you can tell this is a nice dry aged steak.
110%, extremely tender, flavorful. It's just,
Yummy.
I also really like what happens to the crust of a steak. Like it gets a little bit crispier, a little bit, has a more pronounced crust with dry age that you don't get on a normal steak.
that is amazing. You should definitely try it. Now, our second steak is gonna taste slightly different than that, and I want your true, honest opinion. But first, I made this side dish. Basically, garlic bread with some nice, beautiful meatballs in there. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Quick warning, might be a little spicy.
Cheers.
Wait, well, they already tried the butter steak? Hold on.
Damn, that is spicy.
It's spicy, but flavorful. I've been loving spice lately, everybody. It's absolutely phenomenal, but it hits you a little bit.
A little bit.
I can tell you've been liking the spice.
My lips are on fire right now, bro. Jesus.
Leo, don't be chicken.
Damn, bro.
That's spicy for you?
I think this is very spicy for me. I think the oil that the meatballs give off kind of soaked into that bread too. So
No.
not only are the meatballs spicy, but so is the bread. It
If
is
you
good
not-
though. I like how crispy the meatballs are.
It's good. I mean, I like it a lot.
That is amazing. Highly recommend you giving it a try, especially if you like a little bit of spice in your life.
I'm gonna tell you like it is. If you like spice and it doesn't make you sweat that much, that's perfect.
There you go. But we got our very last steak right here. I want your true, honest opinion. Please dig in. Now, this one here went through something quite extensive.
Right away, it smells like butter.
Smell like heaven, everybody.
Well, maybe they ate the
Smelling
regular
a
one
steak and
first.
all I smell is butter right now.
Well, it smells like butter, but let's see what it tastes like. Give me your true, honest opinion. Cheers.
Cheers.
Popcorn buttered silk steak. Maybe they didn't.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting
my
it to be
God,
that
soldier.
good.
Go,
Dude,
soldier.
that is buttery to the
Damn.
max, and it's such a delicious
Fucking
flavor
hell,
with the beef
buddy.
that you get from the steak. Very impressive.
And you can feel it, everybody. You can feel it. And then you, what do you think?
This is like the type of steak you would eat like if you go to like one of those
Good, soldier?
fancy movie theaters.
As a matter of
Like
fact,
Cine Bistro or something.
every time we go to the movies, you two get a bucket for yourself of popcorn.
Of course, man.
No, you know, they don't put real butter on popcorn. They put flavored butter, which is basically oil, but very, very flavorful in its own thing. And I actually soaked the steak on it, and you can feel that.
Yeah, you definitely can.
You can feel that tremendously, everybody. There is absolutely a distinctive taste that I enjoy. Now, there is no butter, but it makes you feel like butter.
There's no butter on this?
No, 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 that thing is not butter.
It smells like butter. It tastes like butter. How is that not butter?
There is no butter. No, that's not butter.
And I can't believe it's not butter ad.
But that turned out exactly what I would expect.
So what you're saying is you soak this steak in oil?
Popcorn oil, to be specific.
That does not sound healthy.
Technically, popcorn butter.
It does not sound
Oh,
healthy
this is
at all,
popcorn
but
butter.
guys, let me tell you, it is delicious and you have to try it.
But
Oh,
those
still,
are the
I mean,
results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you
I
did,
think
hit that
popcorn butter would be better, right?
thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always on the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Would probably be better, right? Well, I don't know. Has more flavor, I guess, right? Since it's for like regular butter, maybe? I don't know.